Well, unless I talk for ages and ages and ages and ages, this is going to be a quick little YouTubes. Ain't too much to talk about, or is there in fact lots to talk about because there's not too much to talk about training related things. This week sucked. This was the perfect example of what I always talk about, being that for me, and I think for many of us out there in the lifting world of barbells, we like to think that barbells are number one, but it really isn't, is it? We've got family, we've got commitments, we got JOBs, some of us have got many JOBs, we can get sick, we can have all these other little X factors that get in the way of the thing that we really enjoy and we really love, but when they get in the way, you really get to realise that training potentially isn't always number one, and also there is times where it shouldn't be number one. For me, personally, I do a little moonlighting, working for Queensland Health, doing security work, and a part of that process you are accountable to do some training days, which is good. They teach some stuff so you can do your job well, and you have to do it every year. Mandatory, can't get out of it, got to do it. It's 2 8-hour days. I had to do my mandatory training this week. That meant I had to work from 7 a.m. in the morning till 3 p.m. with 8 hours and then go straight to coaching straight after. Now, I guess, 16-hour day, still some hours in the day to sleep. However, I lost that time, which meant the rest of the week got fucking cooked because I'm up late doing programming, coaching, all that kind of stuff, and lost all the time. Essentially, those minutes would have been lovely to train in, but I didn't get to do it. I was lucky enough to sneak in some benching, which was good. Got a little bit in, not too bad. And then on the deadlift day on Wednesday, because I am fucking shot from not much sleep, who would have thought they didn't move too well? And then by the end of the week, we got to Saturday, hadn't spent a lot of time with the family, and they're kind of like way more fucking important than barbells. So I didn't go to the gym. I hung out with them instead. Zero regrets. Do not care. Family, way cooler, way more important than the barbell. But that being said, this happens to all of us. What do we do when it happens? For me, perfect example of kind of knew the training stuff was coming up, but I didn't realise how busy of a week I had. I didn't really realise how tired I'd be and the impact I had on it. So this falls in the non-planning category, what to do when you're not planned for it, and it just fucking happens. Number one, if it happens, it happens. There's nothing you can do about it. Just gotta fucking accept it. Typically, depending on where you're at in your training, for me, it's easy. Comp is that fucking far away. A week missed doesn't really matter. However, certainly when you miss the week, you do not earn the right to jump up to the next week's stuff. You just redo it. Basic, simple. Planners pull 250. You'll see the video pull it. It's fucking rubbish. This week, we freshen up. We get some sleep. We get some snackies. We will fucking send it and get it. For me, it's very simple. However, for those that are on a training program, preparing for comps, preparing for PBs in the gym, etc., you're going for a moment that you can't move that date. How does it impact it, and what do you do? It does impact it. Number one thing is you got to realise it does impact it, and you got to be fucking cool about it. Too often, I think when these things happen, they can get to us and get a little consuming. Like, oh man, this week was fucked. It's all fucking over. My prep, my training, it's all fucking gone. It's not. You just had a bad week. You had something come up and get in the way of it, and you just got to move on and adjust training accordingly. Easiest way to think about it is similar to me, is that you still need to do the weights that you were supposed to do on the week that you missed. So the week that's coming up, you don't jump up to the big stuff. However, that being said, you hit what you're supposed to do. Maybe you do one set, and if it fucking flies, you meet somewhere in the middle of the weights you were scheduled to do, and that means you're pretty close to it, and relatively speaking, on track. You can catch it up and make it up where needed. It won't bust you up too much. For me, flip side, can't be saying example, mate. Maybe I could have ground out some 250s and gone a bit fucking stupid, got a little bit more pre-trainer in the belly and really got amped up for it. But man, that would have fucking cooked me and shot me. Same deal coming into training for the weekend, feeling tired, cooked, much rather spend time with family. No point being at the gym, then I would have just accumulated even more fatigue for myself. So rest, chill, freshen up, get ready for next week, and remain positive about it. That's the big one. Don't attach negative thoughts and feelings to the thing that got in the way of the training. Yeah, whatever it may be, work, life, family, whatever it was, don't think of it as a negative thing. These things happen. They are just becoming more of a priority in that week. And if there's ways around to adjust and learn from it for the coming weeks, months, and what's coming, make sure you do it. Or, you know, guess what? You got fucking sick and there's nothing you can do about it. Enjoy the bench. Enjoy the deadlift. Ain't much of it, but we'll still showcase it. Boom, here we go. The short training week, starting off with the most exciting part of the training week. Coach K, Kendra, I want to throw down some deadlifts. Got to pulling off here off some blocks here, doing a little bit of a rack pull. She's throwing them around. And here's the bench. Probably the highlight of the week, I reckon. 1, 2, 5. Not big by any regards. Just like my arms, that is for sure. But we watch this thing move. Shoulders set. Looking happy, reasonable control, good press, moves well and fast off the chest. We hit the double, and I am stoked. Like we talked about in the earliest part of this episode here, we are rinse, repeat next week because we require more sleep, more snacks. So hoping next week this thing should move nicer, and then we'll kick it up the week after into the 130 double. Little back down show, 105. And here we go. What's this thing? 220. Coming to this session, I was positive in mindset around things, how they would travel. However, I do know 4 readies will tell the story, right? Let's have a look at this thing and how it travels. Not too bad. Little laggy around the knees. Right now, I'm starting to think, oh, Johnny, you are tired. Have a look at it. Yep, nope, still 4 reds, not 5 reds. Not a mistake. But that's okay. Right now we'll start to think about now. I want to handle the 250. I'll pull what's there. If there's more to be had, I'll take it. But I'm starting to think at this point in time, 1 will be it. Set myself up. Here we go. Little shoulder wiggle. Let's talk about next week. Next week we just rinse, repeat. 250 be the number. We're going to put this thing on the bar. We're going to push it for a single. We're going to push it for a fucking triple. Hopefully. Setting up the week after. Look at that. That is struggling. In video moves a bit better than it did in the head. I knew I was cooked. I knew I was tired. We cut it there. We did some normal deadies. We did some accessories, but nothing was that exciting. You can see the 3 ready back downs just here. Still on these weeks, I still think it's important that you still try and get in the work. You don't just completely do nothing. Obviously, I've cut myself down to 2 training days this week, but I still got in plenty in the training sessions I got there, but we managed to load. We dropped things back. We dropped the reps back a little bit, and we still got this thing done. Let me just say, coming off a week like this, I am motivated to move kilos, and that's how I think everyone needs to be, because we're all going to have weeks like this, and we get to choose how we come into the following week. Coming up, we can come in sad and worrying about how bad it was, or just come in like a fucking savage.